I need to go get some water. I'll be right back. I got coffee already. Hey, y'all. Y'all know that? Y'all know that song? That's my song. One of them. I had to go back into my trap era for a minute. You know, get a good motivational pep talk. Believe it or not, I'm happy about trap music. I'm grateful God gave it to us. He knows what to get you ready for the battle, you know? Oh man, I think I took my lip gloss in my room. Girl, just always doing stuff. I believe I did. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe not. It's a lot of stuff in this office. I was supposed to do this today. I finished watching that movie Auntie told us about. Yeah. It's real, real good. Did y'all watch it? Huh? Did y'all watch why do I keep forgetting the name of this dang movie? The City of Bones. What's the name? I can't think of the first part of it. Did y'all watch it? It was good. Real good. It made, and so much symbolism. Ooh, I am not 20 years old. Nigga can barely cross her legs. Goodness gracious. Getting old is a trip. Everything hurts. Everything. I went to sleep and my hips was fine. Woke up, they was hurting. I had to very carefully get out the bed. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this is, but it's mind blowing to me. You hear me? It is mind blowing. Trying to get out of the bed, you gotta be careful. Being fell on the floor. It's ridiculous. I'm only 45. Oh. Maybe that's where those nights of shaking my hips when I was young. It's 7 inch heels. Knees. Listen, that's a problem too. And yes, and the hormones is brutal. I had called myself gonna eat some peanut butter M&Ms, baby. I woke up a sweaty fool and ate some more today. So I'm sure this evening I'll get a visit from the heat fairy. Listen. Hey, I'm sure I will, because I sure had. Listen. But what I did was I cracked them and just ate the peanut butter, like half of the chocolate. So I have a napkin rolled up on my little shelf with all the candy hard shells with the chocolate on the outside, because I didn't do myself too bad. Listen, listen. It's crazy how you have to adjust so you don't so you don't be going through crazy stuff. I said, I'm not gonna eat all this chocolate. I'm gonna just bite the pieces out and take the little egg of peanut butter out. And so that's what I did. Some of them I ate half of the candy shell with the chocolate, but not many, because I didn't want to be hot and sweaty. I did not want to do that. And the worst is when you wake up and you can wring your shirt out. That's craziness. It's absolutely nuts. You hear me? I don't want to. Getting old is a trip. I like it though. It's one of the best things I've ever done. You said I do myself bad too, sugar. Listen. But your body be craving all these like salty and sweet stuff. That's always been my favorite. So putting them together, oh, jeez. Now I see why old people always got candy or crackers or peanuts or something around them. I used to always wonder, because my grandma, and I realized now when I was about 7, she was probably going through menopause. So, you said what? Oh, yeah. You said, oh my God, when did you come? I just 5 minutes ago, baby. We on YouTube too. It's not showing you. You said the high cortisol makes us crave the sugar. I could believe it. Hi, Riz. Listen, I could believe it. Oh. You said, nope, it ain't showed you nothing. Well, we over here. I didn't get a notification. Just came looking on YouTube and you was on. Yeah, they playing with our stuff. I can tell by the numbers. I saw the numbers earlier. And it's not just on one, it's on both. Y'all know why? That's why I be telling people don't type certain stuff. Because the more that stuff comes out, they be in our class. Something told me to check if you was on. Maybe it was our dad. Because I'm looking at these numbers now. Ain't no way. They hiding us for real. Like bad. It's 6 people on YouTube. And 20 people on here. Come on, y'all. They hiding us real, real good. That's because remember they said they was going to go back through everybody's videos and run them through and see what you was talking about. Well, think about what we was talking about. Oh, everything before it happened. That's why they hiding us. I just happened to be scrolling and saw you. Ain't that something? Well, hi. No notification, just scrolling. That's how you found us too, Sarah. See? I told y'all. Who remembers, though, in the beginning of this, I said, they're going to hide me. With everything that I'm going to tell you, I said, I'm going to tell you everything I can for as long as y'all can find me. Because that's how I got over here from other social media. Because it was the same thing. People wasn't seeing my post or nothing. Well, history repeats. You said, same with you. It's a real thing. You remember Lisa Marie? Good. I was tired earlier, fell asleep. I said I wasn't going to miss this one because it was interesting. Listen, and you always get notifications, right? They hide me real good on both platforms. We talked about it. I told y'all they was going to do it. It's because that's why I be telling people learn a different way to say stuff. That's why I be begging folks to do that so that we can still get whatever message we need to get out. And that's why I get so irritated when people don't. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you. You hear me? Now y'all see why. Because those kind of slip-ups and the trigger words bring them over here. And then that's when they want to start deleting comments and all that old crazy stuff. So if we learn a different way to say things and really pay attention, we can talk. We can talk. You see what I'm saying? But if everybody just says it, then they going to start, they're like, oh, delete my comment. Okay, well, talk to your classmate and see why they just feel the need to type it out in what it really is instead of finding a new way. Y'all, my feet so soft. I'm going to just tell you. It make me so happy. My feet, listen, I said, you got to do better, CERCA. You have got to do better. Because, baby, nigga can feel the carpet. That's bad. It's because I'm locked up here in this tower. So, ain't nobody going to see you. I was like, you got to stop doing that. That's horrible. And it don't help that I sleep with the blow dryer on my feet. So, it dries my feet out, too. That doesn't help. Thank God for modern day technology. Because, baby, I don't believe in no lotion for real, especially not in the summer. I have mosquito bites everywhere. A nigga be an ashy, dry fool. You hear me? And do. It is what it is. So, anyway. I'm going to try to wait till people get in here. Y'all know they've been playing. So, we'll wait. If y'all can. I don't normally ask y'all to share. But if y'all can y'all do that? Hey, Rika. Have I tried beef tallow? No. No. But I might have to go to the Spanish store and get me some fat. I can hang out till 9ish. I go back to work tomorrow and get my date. Come on. Come on, and do. And do, Sarah. And ears. and ears. And ain't lost not damn day. You said what? Come on with it. And ain't lost not a day. You said, I got some girl, it works. Okay, I'm going to look into it. You said it's the best. Oh, so y'all been holding out. So I need beef tallow for my feet. Interesting. You see how this family does? Y'all should have told me that a long time ago. You see this YouTube? That part. Ain't lost a day. Ain't lost not one day. Ain't lost none. Your daughter put you on interested. I was gonna try to make some beef tallow just for later, because I saw it on TikTok, but I didn't know it would work for your feet like that. So I see what's going on here. Let me go get some fat from the stove. You gotta render it down, right? Like you do the butter when you gonna make the shelf stable butter. Nah, I'm gonna make it myself, so I can make a lot and put it in some jars. A few times you have to render it. Okay, all right. I don't mind that. I come from an old school family. You got to think, my grandma and them had a hog farm, so they used every part of the pig. The fat, they gonna do whatever they need to do with it. My grandma slapped some meat down in a minute like it wasn't nothing and get to cutting on it. Fry it up and be chewing it. So I didn't see it. I'm pretty sure I could probably do it. Okay. All right. I just be scared putting stuff, because I touch my face a lot and my skin is so sensitive. Like all the creams and stuff, I can't use none of that stuff. It'll have my face broke out. I can't even use soap on my face. Vinegar and water. And then I put chlorophyll in since I've gotten older. I've been putting that in my bath, and that helps my skin a ton. Anybody else do the chlorophyll baths and it help your skin? I know some of y'all started doing it around the time I started doing it. Has it helped with your skin? Like with the little rashes and all of that stuff that be breaking out? Because it helped with mine tremendously. I don't have as many dry skin patches and just all of the little itchies, and it helps a lot. That's probably why I don't be having to use much lotion too. It worked. And you don't even need a lot. A couple drops in there and it'd be good. Yeah. Because I used to not break out a lot, but I'll get, and then don't let me rub up against something that got too much perfume in it. I'm going to be messed up. All itchy and scratchy and, Anyway, I'm going to wait till about 25 minutes and then we're going to get started. I need my robe. It's a little chilly. Maybe I could just turn this heater on. We could do that. So to those of you that were in class earlier, tell me one thing that stood out to you, one thing that blew your mind about about what we were looking into. We were looking into several different things at one time, so it wasn't like we was just looking into one thing, but it was still, that class was good. It was real good to me. That part. Ooh, stiff still. I think it's because it rained too. That's how you know we connected to the earth. Ain't no way it raining your knees and hips and elbows and toes and stuff start hurting. That's how you know we are a part of this earth, honey. You can smell when it rains and when it's gonna rain. You know, it's some people that can't smell when it's gonna rain. How blood was connected. You said, yeah, that black top was a little seductive. What black top? If a black tank top turns you on, you need to just listen. Put the phone down. Because I still got that same tank top on, and I'm going to wear it. And if that's seductive to you, I don't know. You can't even go outside, huh? Because I'm sure people, it's the summer, everybody got a tank top on. So you better put on some kind of darkening glasses or something. Because I'm in my house. Maybe Your mind in the wrong place. That's probably what's going on. Ask God to help you with the L word, maybe. I don't know. Because I know you didn't see more than this on the internet, honey. Learned about the blood and being similar with the stars. The 7 spirits and the 7 ruling powers was good. You aren't the person that used to tell me to put my shoulders up, are you? Y'all remember that man? He used to tell me always, you need to put your shoulders up. Do y'all remember? And I said, sir, if these shoulders is what's doing it for you, yeah, you don't need to be on the internet, because there's plenty of shoulders on the internet. Plenty of them. You said, wait, I'm wearing a black tank top too. Right, Sarah, you're over there being seductive. You got a whole husband. Listen, that's the vibe I wanted to give today, Mari, is that and a little bit of TLC and a few other folks. You know, I grew up in a house with boys, so sometimes I gotta let it out. You said in 7 comets in Earth, in the 7 comets in Earth's orbit. Interesting. There's 7 comets in Earth's orbit. That's probably what we was looking for. All you need is a pink hoodie. And you said a pink hoodie jumpsuit. Got one. I already got one. Matter of fact, I got 2. The silky kind too. The same one she had on, this crop top. My daughter bought it for me 2 years ago. Victoria's Secret. I just don't wear it. In the exact same color almost. I already got it. It's in there. It's been in the closet. According to the scientists. Interesting. Listen, Indu. I already got it. Well, that's funny. Okay, so listen. We gonna have a moment of transparency, and I'm gonna tell y'all be gentle, because y'all be wanting me to be gentle. They said the planets are lining up. Are you serious? That happened in end of days. Wait a minute. They said the planets are lining up. Is it 7 of them? Oh my God. And some other type of moon. Y'all. Oh my goodness. That happened in the end of days. That's why I want to telescope. This part, Mari, as long as they don't start dropping out the side, making craters in the ground. So guess what else I thought about right before I got on here? And I think we talked about this before, but I want to reiterate. What if some of those planets are prisons? Because we was talking about the North Star earlier, right? And if that North Star is like Michael or somebody like that, right? What if Michael or that star, because we know this is some type of angel. I don't know that I've studied, and maybe I have, I just don't remember, okay? Yeah, I don't remember everything. But what if that circle, the moon, and then that star there, right? What if that's the angel that's keeping guard over that specific prison? Right? Because think about Hannibal Lecter. Hear me now. This is the scene I saw. You know how they kept him in that glass thing? right? They kept him in the glass thing, and they kept that light just shining down on him in that specific place for the most part, right? If you think about it, the same kind of jail, Rika, the same kind of jail that old boy was in, they gonna keep recording me, is the same kind of jail that the superhumans was in on Thor. Loki knew. Right? And they were in the constellations. They were like on a planet or a group of stars in the cosmos, in the dark. The Clash of the Titans too. I haven't seen it that I can remember, or maybe I did. I feel like I have seen that. They let them all out, and it was like the dude with all the arms and stuff. Right? I think I did see the Clash of Titans, but y'all know my movies be running together. They was in the cage under the light or something like that, and he got in there. I can't remember everything, but he let out a lot of like superhuman villain people, right? The gods or whatever. You said, yep, they put everything in our faces through movies. You said my messages have been on your mind. From what year, Kenny? Tell me. Like recently or back in the day, in 22. We could say back in the day now. Google says it happened February 28th, 2025, earlier this year. That the planets aligned? February 28th. February 28th. So that means the end of this month would be exactly 7 months from when that happened. Y'all. Oh. And the Antichrist. Oh my God. Okay. In end of days. You said I couldn't stand your lies. I just didn't want to hear the truth. Are you serious, David? That's why you used to come in here causing problems? I feel like I didn't. Really? And then you became a student? Y'all heard that? The Lord had to show you. At least he honest, right? Right. Can I tell you that's what happens with a lot of people? They don't never want to hear what I have to say until they do. Look, everybody supporting David. Everybody, like, at least he keeping it 100 because, you know, probably all of the people that are agreeing are people that felt the same way. They just ain't gonna say it. They didn't love me at first. A lot of them thought I was crazy, rude, and everything, which goes into our other thing. I was gonna say sometimes I overreact and I'm quick to judgment, and I shouldn't be. Especially if it's stuff that bother my heart. Sometimes I can rush to judgment. Okay, I'm human. You said, yo, this was waiting on you. It's okay. Listen, some of y'all felt the same way. Thank you, David, because you spoke for a whole bunch of other people. They just not gonna say. Sometimes they do though. When they come in here and you can say how you felt when you first came to WOIU. Oh yeah, that's when you'll find out who else felt like that. They just rattle it off. Yeah, you blocked me. You did this. You did that, and did. Told you don't come back too, and you still went and made another page and came back anyway. You said everyone is skeptical of information until it fact checks. Yeah, and sometimes by the time it fact check, it's too late. You said feeding with high facts. Oh, thank you, Christine. Listen, yeah, they ain't gonna tell you the truth. It's okay. It's part of my job. It is. But this happens. The Lord will always confirm His word. He does. He does. And you have to understand this happens with me a lot. Remember, I told y'all when I was younger and I didn't know what my gift was and what God called me to do. People start saying I was jinxing them because God would show me things and tell me things, and there's no way I would know. There's no way I would know, right? And He would still show me. Okay? And I'm telling you, my best friends, I'm talking about when I was young, 12, 13 years old, I'm in the spot, I'm in the hood, and I'm like, y'all, we should leave. They like, man, there you go tripping. And I'd be like, all right, I'm out, nigga. Once my stomach get to moving wrong, I'm leaving. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Once my stomach get to moving, baby, I'm leaving. I don't care. And that stomach be right. You hear me? Don't let me get to feeling like, antsy or any of that, baby. You hear me? You said, oh yes, class was magnificent today. I couldn't stop thinking, oh, okay. So understand this. Thank you for saying that, David, because guess what? It's a real thing that God be trying to warn people about stuff before it happened. You said you was waving your sword like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, poking everyone. Was. And I just saw a video of Pastor Stephen Darby, and he said the same thing I said. I think it was yesterday or earlier today. He was like, these pastors ain't getting these people ready. He said they setting them up for failure. They setting them up to take the mark. I said, I've been saying the same thing. You said WOIU is a powerful think tank. Yes, we are the enemy's worst nemesis. Is. Okay, so now do you see why I said, when people be like, oh, I don't have to go through all that, I said, that's because you on his team. You on the devil's team. Why would he fight you? I'm his enemy. So, of course, he going to fight me tooth and nail. Why would he? He ain't working backwards. He don't care if you one of his whatevers and you go to church. He could care less. If you working for him in the church, he love you. You a double agent and don't even know it. When you go in church acting nasty and all of that, yeah, you a double agent. He happy you there. Okay? You hear me? You hear me? What I'm trying to tell you is this. I'm his enemy. He know I'm trying to let people know who, like, so they can really see him. Most people, they want the money. So they'll tell you whatever you want to hear. I want souls to be saved. I want people to be aware of what is coming, because it took my sleep from the time I was 5 until probably I started TikTok. Do you hear me? So for over 35, 37 years, whatever it was, okay, I didn't get a lot of sleep at night. It wasn't until I started to deliver my soul here that my dreams subsided. I still have them, but not like I used to. You want to know why? 1, because we live in it. Okay? And 2, because I really deliver my soul in this place. Day in and day out. For almost 4 years. For hours and hours and hours and hours trying to beg people, or not even beg, to try to persuade people to understand how serious it is that you understand what's going on right now. A lot of people want to get up here and holler and scream, and I'm not knocking nobody. Everybody got their thing. But if you are not warning people about what the word says is coming, what are you saying? Ooh, people always think a 304 is sexual. Nope, it's selling out for wicked gang in any way possible. Come on, I told you the pastors be prostitutes. We didn't talk about it, Kenny. And people get mad when I say that, but it's the truth. I know a hoe when I see one. And I ain't talking about a slut. See, sluts don't get nothing, excuse my language. But hoes gonna get their money before they do anything. And pastors, right now, they're not preaching for free nowhere. Gospel choirs, they not singing nowhere. They can't get no recognition. If they ain't getting paid, they not doing it. Exactly. They doing it for notoriety, all kinds of things. You hear me? They ain't doing nothing for free. They ain't, no. They're not giving away nothing, honey. So, anyway, all right. So, we back on page 132. Y'all ready? We back on page. I think it's in my room. It is, and I got 2 of them. I still don't be knowing where stuff is. They want the applause from the world. Do you hear me? And do y'all see I don't care nothing about it? Because I came in here, I said, y'all not going to like most of the stuff I have to say to y'all. I said, I'm not going to say what y'all want me to say either. That's why I didn't counsel, like, folks for pay. People was like, can I pay to talk to you? No. Because you'll be mad and want your money back. You got to be, no, I just keep doing it over here for free. Thinking I'm going to get online and say, you didn't gave me $200 and baby, listen, and be mad and be trying to get your money back. No. I ain't even that type of person. Go on and keep your money. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Go on, because I'm trying to tell you. You be trying to, because, babe, No, we ain't even gonna start nothing like that. Why did you tell me the lip gloss was under this thing? And I said, no, it's not. And yes, it is. It's right here. Listen sometimes, CERCA. You said not the people try to make me miss class with no notification, but I'm here. Good evening, girl. They playing. They playing. We back where we left off at. Okay? We going back where we left off at. So we on page 132, book 1. Who's happy that you got a chance before all of this popped off to read the OTP and the Lost Books of the Bible? Just raise your hand if you are grateful that God allowed you to know his mysteries. You realize that, right? God allowed you to know his mysteries. There are pastors and people of leadership that don't know the things that you know. He said, and I'm caught up on the rewatch. Thank you. You're welcome. It's pastors that don't have the level of understanding you do. And some of y'all just got it when y'all got here. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying that. Okay? But think about this. The level of understanding that you have in the word is so massive because it's not just about Bible. Look at where the word took us today. Researching blood types, the clarity in jewels, and the classification of stars. How is that all intertwined? Huh? Make it make sense to me. Hello. Here we are thinking, and then somebody came in and said, I can't remember who, ABO, as far as the blood types, are in 3 different types of like monkey species. So then that took us back to Jasher. God versus Satan, 7 things. Come on. Well, the 7 rulers. God has 7 spirits, and there are 7 spirits that rule in this, and they are the exact opposite. Mind-blowing. So when you go and you read about the spirits that are against God's spirit, you completely understand what that means. The yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the opposites. It's not just something you have to try to figure out. You actually can go from book to book to book to book from the Bible to Enoch or Ezra or one of the apocalypse and put the pieces together. Think about that. You said what? Our rewatches are on YouTube under the live tab. Every time. Okay, so let's get to page 132. I'm excited for what we do over here. And I'm grateful that God allows us to learn. I really am. And we get to learn so much. And we haven't even probably got to the very bottom of, if it's a pyramid, right, of knowledge, and God is at the top of it, we're still in the foundation. But we have more, maybe we on the second level of foundation, right? Because if the KJV is the bottom of the pyramid, right, and every building that's going to be long lasting needs a good foundation. So we're not going to take away from the KJV. But do you not think it's sad that people can hold that Bible for 50 or 60 years and never see the mysteries that you see? Never ask the questions that you ask. You don't think that's crazy? How can you hold that much knowledge in your hands and your eyes are never open to what's not on the page? A mystery is something that's not right. It's right in front of you, but you have to go searching in what's already there. You hear me? God gave us his mysteries for us to go searching in the places that we have and to unlock the different mysteries that he had. Like, it's real. And it makes the word that much more interesting to where you can't get enough of it. You don't get bored with it because okay, how many of you have done it here where, okay, we all started out with the giants. That's how a lot of y'all Army was, the giants, mermaid, whatever, right? But look how much information has been compiled with y'all just starting to learn about the giants. That has taken us through bloodlines. It has taken us through ancient history. It has taken us to current history. All these things in between. Birth defects and this and that. Kings and rulers and all of it. It's taken us through a whole bunch of stuff. We done been all down through science and metallurgy. All of these different things, studying what their swords had on them. And one thing I know, in that movie, the City of Bones, all of them. I said I got one of them. I got one of them. I ain't fixed it yet, but I got one of them. They was standing there, remember when she wanted to go get her, what's the name? Her memory back. And all of them angel dudes had they sword, right? And once they stood in place in them things, right? And then all of them stood there. It was a jewel on the top of all of their swords. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see it? For those of you that went and watched the City of Bones, in a part where they was trying to give her memory, they all had their swords, and once they set their swords down right there, and they was all in place, that's when that light came down from the dagger that was hanging. Looked like a bigger version of this, and energy came out of it. Another thing, once that energy hit her, she started to have a seizure. When she came out of the seizure, she was writing in the dirt. Anybody pay attention to that? Remember, we talked about epilepsy. And we talked about where it comes from. That there is an entity or an energy. Here we go. An unseen. Y'all know we read this in Solomon. You hear me? When I saw that, my mom was, I said, how many people, they said Harriet Tubman had like epilepsy, or she used to fall and have seizures. And when she would come out, she would get certain information on which way to go and what they were supposed to do and what house to stop at and all this. Remember? Huh? That was crazy that was going on in that movie. I said, not they'd been listening to our class. Now, think about that. She came out of the thing. Okay. Also, did y'all see their mouths was stitched up? You said, God has renewed my whole world. I am living a completely different life. My whole life has changed. You said, I work as a cook in the hospital here now. A whole new career. Come on. Congratulations. Did y'all see that their mouths was stitched up when they took her to the Silent Brothers? Y'all saw that? But they can still talk. What does that remind you of? Immortals. Gods versus Titans. Don't know that if this is the one you're talking about. No, the one Auntie had us watch. Mortal something. The City of Bones on YouTube. TikTok. I mean Netflix. Mortal Instruments. Mortal Instruments, the City of Bones. In there, when they said a warlock had put a spell on her mind, right? So she couldn't remember. Now, people would say you shouldn't watch that. The army do that too. They erase memories. They showed you in Jason Bourne. And people will be having glimpses of their memories. Well, pharmacy is witchcraft, spells, incantation, and poison, is it not? Hello? We're not going to talk about it. Men in Black. Men in Black sure did. They showed did, Neri. Men in Black. Hello. It's interesting. Also, in the movie, the only way you could see the entities of the night is if you had a gift and they was walking around you. What really stood out to me is the dude was talking to her. He couldn't see the entities walking with her. And the entity bumped right on into him. He thought he tripped. How many times have we tripped over nothing? Whole time it absolutely could have been, I've walked up my stairs and felt like I was walking past somebody. In my old apartment, I had a townhome, and it felt like something was sitting on my steps, always in the middle. Like I could feel it there. No joke. I thought I was tripping, and then my kids and my ex-husband start saying it too. When you get to a certain point on the steps, it felt like somebody was standing right there. If there are entities of darkness, darkness don't necessarily mean they in the dark. Maybe you just can't see them. You see what I'm saying? Because in the dark you can't see. But they're here. But God has put a veil over our eyes so we can't see them. Because remember, when Noah got off the boat, they could see the demons. And in old Arabic and other literature, they show the demons terrorizing the people, flying down, picking up the people, grabbing them, eating them, all of this kind of stuff. In the old paintings from way back in Turkey and all of that, they show it in there. Noah had to go to God and say, get rid of Mistema, and God put 9/10 of the demons up. So, right. And in all the movies, when they let the demons out of wherever they've been at in the ground, you said, girl, you giving me goosebumps. Because it's real. There are entities around us. They done told us vampires was fake the whole time. They taking adrenochrome. The things Enoch wrote about, the thing is in the visible and invisible. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. He said you're not fighting against flesh and blood. What does that mean? If you're not fighting against flesh and blood, what does that mean? You said, why do I have to keep putting my password in TikTok? Don't want us to hear this. You already know it, Miss Lucia. You already know. You already know. Think about that. They told us that vampires are rich, that they live in the big houses and castles, and they're always around the elite. They told us that. We're fighting against spirits and principalities. Exactly. But I'm just saying, we know for a fact that they can materialize and look like regular people. You said that it must be the things in the spirit if it's not physical realm. Come on. Remember how quickly Blade used to run past? Thank you, Christine. Remember how quickly Blade used to run past people? You ain't never had that kind of feeling? Thank you, Christine. You hear me? You ain't never had that feeling like something that ran past you? What the heck? And it was fast. Remember, he was dark and he always had on dark clothes. Hello. How many times now on TikTok and other social media have we seen something materialize out of nothing on somebody's Ring camera? A dog turn into a person and stand up. A person come out of a ball of light and step into our reality. Thank you. You hear me? Think about this. They put it right in front of our faces. In how many movies that an evil being is watching a person and a person is at the diner eating or something like that and they don't even know that they blood or whatever unlocks some mystery, blase, skip, whatever. And the person keeps feeling like somebody is following them, somebody is watching them, somebody is whatever. Whole time it really is something there. They just cannot see it because the thing is able to be between dimensions. And then they go behind the bus, they see the person and boom, the person gone. Then they at the mall or wherever and they see the person in the store, they turn around again, the person ain't there. How many of you have been in a situation where a person walked past you or something like that and you turned around immediately and that person was gone? It didn't happen too many times to me. He said the Matrix. Exactly. Anybody? Am I the only one experienced that? Turned around and the person was gone. Like, there's no way you could walk away that fast. You could run away that fast. That's crazy. You said yes, or I thought I seen something out the corner of my eye. This part. This. He told us, you're not even fighting. They dematerialize. Interesting. Do you hear me? Y'all remember he said he did the flip-flop in the flip-flop. No, it was a dog. And then he wasn't a dog. He was flip-flopping in the flip-flop. Remember when he was a vampire in Brooklyn? He said that nigga was flip-flopping. And he did the flip-flop and the flip and the flop. And he was flip-flopping and the nigga was a dog and then he wasn't. You said I always see something at the corner of my eye and I believe it. That part. Y'all remember when old boy turned in, he was a wolf, and then he turned into listen, Mr. Brown. You said it's been they look in my face and I pretend I don't see them. It's been going on since I was a child. Used to it, that part. I get it. I'm just saying. How much of that happens and we don't know? Have you ever had a conversation with a person and they don't remember having that conversation with you at all? But you could tell when you was having a conversation with them something was weird? Like the hair on your body stood up? He said, yes, like when someone holds the door for you, then you turn back right around and they disappear right after this part. Right. Thank you. Right. There are all these instances that we cannot explain. You said, yes, that happened just recently. How do you not remember having this conversation? I didn't have that conversation with you. Yes, you did. What if it wasn't them the whole time? Think about it. Demons can take on any form they want to. Key. Uh-oh. What's them tears for? Hold on. Hey, T. You ever been on the phone with somebody and all the hair on your body stood up? Like, I hope you feel better, Mr. Hardy. You said just busted my head with that one. Uh-oh. Because we don't think about that. But, you see, don't move too quickly. But think about it. Lucifer changed into whatever he needed to change into to trick Adam and Eve. Right after my son had his car accident and now he doesn't remember anything, I have to remind him. He said, I've encountered black-eyed people. It's so scary. Oh, in real life. Me too. I was with one for 3 years. He was living in my house. Our house, whatever. We lived together. Baby, he was the big one. He was the big black-eyed child. He was the black-eyed people. And I could not even look that man in his... I'm telling y'all, every time... And his face is handsome. Okay? But when I tell you, he'll look at me and I didn't see nothing but black. And I used to do this. And he'd say, why you do that? I said, boy, your eyes, it ain't no white in your eyes. He'd be like, man, you tripping. No, nigga. When I see your eyes, there's no white. And then I told y'all, he got to see it for himself. He drew what he saw. He got to see it for himself. And he got up and went to the bathroom. And turned on a light in the middle of the night. And he got to see it. And it scared the hell out of him. So much so that his big old self came and jumped in the bed and grabbed me so tight and was holding me so tight that I could barely breathe. Because he got to see the black that I had been seeing for over 18 months. I used to do like this. Don't look at me. I can't, that's why I can't look everybody in their eyes. I can't. People say, oh, no, because I can see. So what fixed it? I got the hell away from him. No, I don't think he was pretending. I don't. I know he was scared. This man is not easily moved. He was scared. He couldn't even talk. He could not even talk. He's not a scary person. He could not even. He was like, I'm like, what's wrong? What is wrong with you? Yeah. It was the demon that was on the inside of him. The same one that tried to take my life 3 times. And then about, I don't know, 10 months after that or so, 7 months after that, he literally, I told y'all the story where that nigga choked me. And I woke up over on the floor and he was over me saying, please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Right? I came to. And then I went to the bathroom and sat on the toilet. And that nigga came in my face like this, y'all. Oh, Jesus. And I said, who are you? And he has a very deep voice. His voice is real, real deep. And he's big. Okay? That nigga leaned down and said, I'm the father of lies. All the hair on my body stood up. My baby had just seen the devil in my house not even a month before this. In real life. Oh, it's making the hair on my body stand up right now. Woo! That nigga said, I'm the father of lies. I said, the devil? I'm about to... She might be busy. We gonna see. I'm about to show you. Hi, are you working? Okay. Do you mind, without the name, telling a story about when you saw the devil in the house? Hold on, because you're not on speaker, but don't use no names if you have to say this or that. Like, use a alias. Okay. It was second grade. I haven't put it on. I'm about to put you on speaker now. You could just talk about, like, what you saw in the downstairs. You don't have to do all of the rest of it. Okay. Yeah. But how you woke up, that part. Hold on. Okay. So go ahead. How I woke up, but I remember he wasn't red. He was green. And he was big. Like, he kind of looked like the giants in the movies. But he was standing, like, I think he was like at the edge of the counter or something like that. I don't know, it's been a minute, but he don't look how you would think he would look. That's the crazy thing. Like, he's not some hideous old ugly thing. Like, he looked almost like a normal guy, but he did have horns, so not horns. You know? They were ram's horns. That's what you said, and they curled backwards. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't like the ones like Hellboy. Like, they curled backwards, but he was all green. He was not red. He was green. And he was, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't like a fat devil or nothing. I think he was like a muscly creature. And you said he was bigger than the ceiling. You remember? Yeah. He was like the things in, like Percy Jackson, the giants. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like that. He was skinny and green. Mm-hmm. 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 And that's crazy. Yeah, you forgot about it. And then you remember that Brown was not Brown, Nikki was getting shook up in her cage and nobody was down there. And you remember she would never come up the stairs. And that night, she shot up them stairs, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My poor little brown dog.
All right, girl. I love you.
I almost forgot. See, you be remembering stuff.
Girl, because I had to go through that house praying. What you mean the devil is in my house?
Yeah. I seen him. He was sitting at the edge of the counter.
I know. You said he was little when he sat down, and then you said when he jumped out the
counter. He was gigantic. Like, goodness gracious. I don't think people realize how big. People don't realize how big he was. But you know, the best thing that I could do for people to get the best, like, civilization or whatever is in Percy Jackson when they were standing up and the giant was chasing them.
You talking about the Minotaur?
No, not the Minotaur, the actual giant. And he had the one eye and he was chasing them trying to get them before they could get into the school. It's like the third one with the daughter who was the tree. That's when he was like that big. Oh my God, no.
Yeah, he did say something to her. Huh?
Yeah, I can't remember what he said, but
I remember what he said. Your aunties and uncles said thank you for sharing. Now, did that lady come over and say the exact same thing that you said not even 2 days later?
Yeah, she did. He was shook too.
Okay.
Because you don't look how you think he would. Like, the man was literally green.
Like the Hulk.
Yes. But darker. Like, he was like a true green, like a midnight green.
Interesting. Thank you. I love you.
You're welcome. I love you too.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
So she dreams about the actual devil being in my house, and within a week or so, this man tells me I'm the father of lies. I mean, that's what he said. I asked him who he was. The father of lies is Lucifer. But a lady came to my house to get her hair braided. A few days, I done told y'all this story. I'm braiding a lady hair. Mind you, my leg had just got burned. I told y'all what happened with that. My dog was acting all crazy. It was paranormal stuff happening in my house. This burn I got on my leg that go from my hip all the way down to almost my thigh. To my knee. Okay? I'm holding a pot of water and something is pouring the water on my leg. The dog was just at that space earlier tripping. You hear me? I'm telling you, this is all going on. This is when the horn was honking. He unhooked it from the car and the horn was still going off. We get upstairs, lay down, boom, horn going off again. Crazy boat horn at that. Do you understand? It's a real thing that you, listen, baby, like a movie. And this was just in 2011 and 2011. It was not that long ago. I'm trying to tell you what I know. My baby came upstairs like she was in a movie. She was like, she was just standing in the hallway because I used to lead, and so my room was dark. She was like, Mom, I saw the devil. He was in the house. It was like she was in a trance, though. It was like she was in a trance, y'all. Listen, and my ex was like, he's never seen her like that. He was like, what's wrong? Like, we both got up because she was standing in my door in the middle of the night, but it's like her eyes was closed, but it was spooky. And then this nigga said, I'm the devil. Actually, nice to meet you. I've been in your house for a while. Listen. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's when I was like, yeah, you could go on and go wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do. I'm cool. It's time to go, buddy. You're bringing the devil to my house. But the entities followed him from where we moved from to the West Coast. They followed us there. Hell, they might have been there when we got there. And then remember, I told y'all, the lady that rented us the apartment, she's from a Druid family in England. And remember, I told y'all she gave me the cat, but I could not let that cat in. And the night that I got burnt, the cat was tapping on the window. And my brother kept saying, who is that knocking on the door? And he went to the door, there was nobody there. Exactly where I was sitting. So if I'm sitting on the couch right here, right where the window was at, across the room, the cat was standing there. And he moved the curtain and the cat was tapping on the window like this, y'all. I never used to let that cat in my house. She gave us the cat when we moved in, but I just didn't feel right having this cat tapping on, I kid you not, knocking on the window. Boop, boop, boop. And looking into the window like this. Right? He said, oh, no, that's what my brother said. He said, what the heck is going on around here? Listen, I'm trying to tell you, all jokes aside, it was crazy. That's why I said I don't play with the devil, because he didn't try to take my leg, he didn't try to take my eye, I don't got time. I don't got time. But again, I'm one of his enemies, so I'm fighting a real war, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know how in Charmed, the demons didn't show who they was until after they was in the house? Y'all remember? The demons didn't show who they was. They would be a person that they knew. And then once they was on the inside of the house or had them alone, their eyes would flip. I know that feeling. I've experienced that several times. They got to get in the door first. So the demon will use a body you know. And then hop right into him and be like, gotcha, nigga. I just needed to get in here. Thank you for letting me in. You said I have an obese cat that when we study, she likes to lay across my Bible. She responds to me like a little girl, rolls her eyes and all. Interesting. And most of them were their love interests, exes, or boyfriends. Come on, Mari. Come on. That's why I be scared today. It ain't the person. It's the entity that wants to take over the person. I told y'all the story about when I moved to Indiana. And this man that I was newly dating, or whatever you want to call it, situation, and whatever. Okay. Said, you don't remember me from 2 years ago? I said, we're literally just meeting and getting to know each other. He said, no. You used to cry for me, remember? You don't remember you used to ask for me? Nigga, I ain't even known you 90 days. What do you mean I used to cry for you 2 years ago? And I called my old pastor and she said, oh. And he waited till I was moved in my apartment. Everything, I was in school. I was situated. Yes, baby. He was sitting, I'll never forget it. He was sitting on my dresser like this, because he's a pretty tall guy. He was sitting on my dresser. I'm sitting on my bed. And he said, you don't remember me? And I said, what do you mean? He said, you don't remember you used to cry for me 2 years ago? Now, there was a person I was crying for. But it wasn't you. And how would you know that? He said, you don't remember? You used to cry for me. Y'all. I called my old pastor. She said, oh, well, baby. See, you thinking spirits have boundaries. They don't. You hear me? Yeah, I do. The lady with the dog that nobody said that don't live over here, and she was trying to get in my house when I walked in my office, sure do. I would have pulled out the holy out. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to tell you, baby. And I called my godmother. She said the spirit followed you, baby. Well, she wasn't my godmother. She was my old pastor. This happened in 2004. Baby, I was so scared. I was like, and mind you, I had moved. My baby was like 8 weeks old, maybe 9 weeks old, something like that. Maybe a little bit older than that. Maybe she was 3. No, maybe she was like 4 or 5 months. She was 6 months by this time. You said such a scary feeling. My ex told me God can't save you here. I laughed in his face, then had to fight my way out of his apartment. Baby, baby, listen. Y'all can play with them entities. Baby, all my life I done had to fight. Baby, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm getting up out of here, nigga. Fight my way out. Fighting for my literal life. More than once. Why you want to unalive me? Why do you want to hurt me? What's wrong with you? I ain't did nothing to you to make you want to take my life. Whole time it was the same spirit that's been chasing me since I was a little kid. No, he didn't break in my house. No. It was the person I was like situationing with. Uh-huh. Uh-uh. I'd only known him 90 days. Maybe a little bit over that. Like maybe 40. I don't know. It was no, because that was about, I don't know. It was about 3 months. Mm-hmm. Sure did. That's why I listen when people talk to me. Like certain stuff, it's gonna pop up. And I used to think I was crazy. No, because God will let you hear what the spirit in the person is saying. The demon. Do you understand? You said I would have melted into the floor. Baby, I had to be cool. You said, I see why God be having you alone. Yes, because pretty much all of my love interests have wanted to take my life. And I don't even be doing nothing to them. Why you want to hurt me? Why are you... Listen, I ain't did nothing to you. What is wrong? I'm trying to tell you. But I realized it be the entity that... Because you got to think. The same way there's an angel assigned to you, it's just like in Fallen with Denzel Washington. Mr. Brown. I'm trying... They be... Oh, listen. Yeah. Why I gotta die because I don't want to be with you? Or why I gotta die because I don't... Wait a minute. Why? Where's that fear? Wait. Me and my son just talked about it yesterday. Somebody told me they was going to send me back to the West Coast in a pine box. Did something... Well, I gotta be living in White River. I'm gonna be living in the... Listen, what is wrong with y'all? I'm not even talking to you. Why is you acting crazy? For real. And that's why I've been single most of my life. Getting hunted down and craziness. It's crazy. That's why when I tell y'all about crazy, it's from experience. Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel with spiritual warfare on constantly being attacked by people unexpectedly? It's not unexpected. It don't be unexpected. I mean, it might be unexpected, but if you talking to God every day and getting in his face and reading your word, whatever stories he have you read is about what's about to happen in your life. He about to tell you the character of the people you about to run into. So it don't be expected, because once you understand, if he tell you to go read something or look into something, it's because it's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen. He gonna let you read about somebody being shiesty or whatever else it is. It's because it's about to happen in your life. Yeah. But warriors, they get tired, but they like war. If you was meant to be a soldier, you know what I'm saying? You see, I got my army pants on. You know what I'm saying? And I keep my stick on me just in case, my... You said what? It say the word cut between the marrow and the bone. The marrow and the flesh. That's what the word do. See, this is my sword that with my dagger we gonna call the word. Right? It exposes things that are hidden. So I keep this on me. You said I felt bad. You said just like the spirits in the movie Dogma. You said I felt a bad presence on Friday and my body got cold. My heart was beating so fast I turned gray. Then I felt something cold sitting on my shoulder and felt like my life was going to end. Dang. You said they see the anointing in you. They can't be you and they can't control you, so they want to destroy you and put your light out. Definitely. That's why our men need to go through God to get to us. Yes, I tell my husband all the time to get right with Christ, because being with me, you're going to go through some spiritual drama for sure. You said, I see it, but I keep hearing the scripture about the battle is not yours. No, okay, so you still going to have to fight, just the whole battle is not left on your shoulders. David still had to fight, right? But God had already rigged it, whether he was going to win or not. And as long as you move in the way that God wants you to move, you're going to win. That don't mean you don't got to fight. They had to rush into battle, but God had already fixed the battle. That's why the battle ain't yours, because he has invisible entities fighting for you. Hello. You understand? You gonna have to fight. Moses and them, they had to fight. Abraham, they had to fight. He had to go fight to go get Lot back. That didn't mean the battle wasn't fixed. You just gotta fight. Because this is a spiritual war. That's why people be like, I'm in spiritual warfare. Show me. They consider spiritual warfare fighting with the other churches and the other pastors and the saints in the church. That ain't no spiritual warfare. You ain't stopping nobody. You're not stopping the devil or nothing. Right? You fighting against brother and sister Biscuit. You ain't fighting no demons for real. Because Rika, they be arguing, trying to see who more anointed. Baby, I'm trying to snatch souls from the enemy's hands. Sneaking them out the jails. You understand? The prisons they've been locked in for a long time. It's the difference. I don't want to argue with nobody about the word. I just want to make sure that I can get in and get out the captives. That's what I'm trying to do. Snatch as many people as I can out of Lucifer's hands, because that's what we were commissioned to do. That's why we got saved. So we could go back and save others. We are supposed to be Harry and Harriet Tubmans for real. Your life, what you went through, you have to tell your testimony, because that lets people know they can get out. So if you hold it and you don't want to tell nobody and all of that kind of stuff, you cheat God. Why did he get you out then? He should just left you over there. Like my nephew said to me today, I know you be praying for me for real, because I was almost pew-pew today when he got off the bus. Listen, it's a real thing. This is why I also be telling y'all need to cover them babies with that oil before they leave the house. I don't care what kind of life they living. I do not care what kind of life they live in. You need to cover them babies before they leave. You have them anoint their eyes, their ears, their mouth, their hands, and their feet, babe. I'm telling you. You anoint them babies. Thank you, Rowan. Listen. It's a real thing. You hear me? People don't believe. But guess what? I prayed hard last night. I guess it was for that. Yeah, Keish. I told you what happened with my bonus boy. God used to show me everything that boy used to be doing. And I would write it in my journal. Sometimes he'd just come over. I just hand him my journal. He'd just nod at me like, yeah, Mom. He finally used to say, his friends used to be like, you told her what we did last night? How she know that? He like, man, she be dreaming it. Now I'm talking about if they went to go see some niggas, I knew it better. If they went to go, whatever it was, God used to take my sleep. Because whatever it is, I have to go through it now. I have a job to do. What you're saying is true, of course. Of course. And it's going to feel so good when you do. Once you start walking in your purpose, it be scary. I ain't going to lie to you. Sometimes I'm still nervous because I don't know what the enemy going to bring. But, baby, you get a rush after a while. Once God start bringing you through them battles, baby, and you know how many giants you done had to fight, baby, please. Baby, it be a rush. It be a rush. You be like, okay, bet, let's go. I'm ready for the next one. Like, once you understand that God is with you through the battle, see, the only reason you be scared is because you think you got to do it. You said do, right? That's the only reason you be scared to go forward, because you don't think God is in front of you. He ain't behind you. You proclaim the victory. Good. You understand? God is not on the side of you. He's in front of you. So any of the darts of the enemy gonna hit him first. You might catch one or two, but he took the majority. He can't let you go on and not feel nothing. You gotta feel some of it, because then you won't won't even understand what's going on. You have to. And it's not gonna feel good. Anybody that was in the military in here, how did it feel when you went through boot camp? How'd your body feel after boot camp? During the first 2 weeks? You said my son would say that too. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. Anybody? Or anybody started working out, got a trainer? You said I was sore, but then it felt good. Come on. You said broke down, then strengthened. Uh-oh. Come on. Yeah. Was. God got to break you down from all that you have been taught and train you in the way that he wants you to be trained so you can fight efficiently. Do you hear me? He don't need you out of shape. And I'm talking about spiritually. Once we got finished with boot camp, I was in the best shape. Uh-oh. This boot camp over here. You said I was working out right now. Listen, IKEA. Started the gym first 2 months. Were hell. Okay. Hey, Isabel. You hear me? Okay. Wait, before I do this, let me get my stuff because I can't play with y'all. Just know I'm ready. All right. How many of you all, because I know how y'all do. Just know, yeah. This, you said this dang sure is boot camp. Okay, because I thought y'all was about to get a little violent, Joy. How many of you are stronger spiritually than you were 1, 2, or 3 years ago when you first came here? I got to get my stuff because they get to talking crazy and throwing stuff at me, and I'll be having to play Fruit Ninja around here with my Thor hammer and my shield. Block, bop, block, and bop. Do you hear me? You said I love it. Listen. How many of you felt like it was rough the first 6 months at WOIU? You said horrible. I was in shock. Okay. But you're stronger now. How many of you can say no to things that you didn't used to be able to say no to? And whatever that might be for whoever it is. You said, I see the distraction so clearly now. Come on. Much stronger. All right. You said the no game is strong. Is stronger and wiser. Oh, okay. Remember I told y'all, I said this boot camp over here is getting you ready for this spiritual war we about to have to fight. And you're going to need to be able to see and understand and move like a soldier. Hello? The battles don't take you out like they used to. That's why my babies ain't fighting with depression no more and suicidal ideologies and all of the things that used to be battles in your mind. MTC, been with you since 3 years ago. Bless you for what you do. You welcome, pumpkin. Hello. You see what God did? It was rough over here. It was difficult. You cried a lot of tears, but you had to push through. You had to work out spiritual muscles some of you had never worked out before. You had to train yourself. You had to become disciplined. But you said, I'm going to need you to stop blowing my mind every time I come in your live. No, that's what we do over here. The Lord is over here. You see what I'm saying? You able to overcome stuff. Now you hitting them hurdles. Boop, boop, boop. You going up them walls. You used to look at the rock wall like, oh no. Now you be like, huh, 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 huh. And back and down and dropping on the other side. Keeping it running. You see what I'm saying? Going across the road thing, swinging. You got it. You said, oh, it was touch and go in the beginning for me, but not now, though. That part. Girl, was touch and go for a lot of folks. A lot of folks dropped out and came back. They went AWOL. A lot of y'all went AWOL. Oh, I just been busy. Lies. You ain't been busy. You either been sitting in the back of the class or you just ain't came because you was mad. It's okay. You'll be back. You said people be asking, why are you walking? Baby, I'm praying. Listen. Joy said it was touch and go for a minute. It was touch and go for a lot of your classmates, too. It was. It's okay. Where you going? Nowhere. Because this is where you're supposed to be. You said, and stop calling me out. You said, yeah, I went AWOL. I almost did, too, but I stuck it out. I used to scroll and then scroll back. I know. Y'all so petty. And then be trying to come and say, I've been busy or I've been going through something. Yeah, I know. Going through you mad because God bless you in your head to the white meat. That's what I used to go through them same things too when God would tell me about myself. Still do. I don't feel like being bothered with nobody. Right. You said I couldn't find you anymore for a while, though. Yeah, they be hiding me, but some folks, they went AWOL. You said I'm new here, but I love it. I'm excited about it. We love for you to love it here. It's okay. You said the third time, and I love it. Listen, we kicks it over here. You said I was in the corner pouting a lot. I know, all of y'all did. That was so crazy. Y'all used to be in here throwing straight fits. It's some people throwing some fits now. Trying to give me the silent treatment and stuff. Well, just have an attitude then. Pouting and crying at times. And throwing fruit and vegetables. Don't forget that part. Don't try to clean it up, Joy. Because for y'all not to have no strength, y'all sliding down the wall, y'all sure could throw vegetables very quickly, and a lot of them. That didn't take y'all vegetable arm. Y'all sliding down the wall because he breaking y'all down while still pelting me with vegetables. Interesting that throwing arm didn't get weak and cry and slide down the wall. You said facts. Listen, ugly crying plenty of days, throwing the whole baskets. This part. Tomato game was strong. Right. So y'all sliding down the wall, but y'all arm is pelting me like a ball machine. What you mean? Been here since day one, ducking and rolling. Listen. I had to go through it too. Still going through it. Yeah. Hey. Still going through it. And I'm grateful for it though. You're welcome. I'm grateful for it. I wouldn't trade it. Look, it was training for me too. Because I couldn't be so hardcore all the time. Right? I'm used to just giving people quick answers to get them move on. But it's the truth, but it would be rough. So God had to, he been hitting me with sandpaper ever since I've been over here, smoothing me out. Because y'all know how I used to be when I first came over here. He didn't smooth me out. Now I just be like, can you please leave my class? Please. Baby, because before, y'all know how it was. Them old classes, people be like, oh my God. Yeah. He hit me with the sand blaster. He hit me with the sand blaster, and he still hit me with it. Matter of fact, he hit me with it today. You're too rough. Do. Had my Florida Evans thing going for a minute. Glad nothing broke. I'm trying to tell you. In real life. We're going to get back to this Enoch. I'm going to run to the restroom. Take y'all a break. You said, who them other classes you was head crushing? Listen, because he was smoothing me out. I'm human here. But we didn't all grow together. All of us, we grow. sorry about that. Okay, because I want us to get through here. I want y'all to see something. I'm been taking forever and ever and ever. Are you having a fit? We don't throw fits. You get what you get and you don't throw fit. Do not do that. We ain't throwing no fits now. Can I pee? Is that okay? Or I've been in here for an hour and 30 minutes. Thank you. All right, here we go. 132, y'all. Let's get it. Come on. And we down here at chapter 19. Book 1, chapter 132. You chapped me in the neck a couple of times, and I said, I know my niece didn't just, but you did. And I stayed for the lesson and the blessing. You said, no, she didn't. I know my niece did just chop me. I'm sorry, auntie. Listen, book 1. Okay. Here we go. Down in chapter 19. Let's go. So it says, and those men took me from there, and they carried me up to the 6th heaven. 30, yes. And I saw there 7 groups of angels, brilliant and very glorious. And their faces were more radiant than the radiance of the sun. Okay, it didn't say 7 angels. It says 7 groups of angels. And all of their faces were brighter than the light of the sun. Would that scare you to see? 19. Who, if you saw, now mind you, don't forget this part. Angels, when they came down and mated with women that were about 30 feet tall, their sons were 450 feet. Scared and blinded, laughing but very serious. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, they. So what if you saw 10,000 beings that were over because 450 was the median between an angel size and a 30-foot woman size, because Adam and Eve was like 30 feet tall. So I mean, they daddies, we'll say they was at least 700-800. We know they taller than that, but we'll say that an angel in its normal size, we'll give it 800 feet. Because if they produce sons, now listen, with 30-foot women and their sons, with the women that were 30 feet, okay, had sons that grew up to be 450 feet tall, how big is the daddy? Because it was already 7 generations of perfect humans. So pretty much everybody was around 30 feet at that time. Everybody. And if you don't believe me, there's a book called The Giant Cities of Bashan in 1891. People went over into Turkey and Lebanon. I done showed it to y'all. Okay, in 1891, they knew where the grave of Noah was 210 feet. They're not putting nobody in an extra big box that they don't need to be in. Okay, Seth and Abel's graves were 30 feet long. And they were 30 feet. If you don't believe me, there's a book called The Giant Cities of Bashan from 1891. You need to get it. It'll blow your mind. Okay? So how tall? We'll just say 800 feet. Okay, you know what? We ain't even going to get... How tall is a cell tower? And I know there's probably different heights. But how tall is a cell tower? So just imagine the cell towers that we see, or the electrical towers, like when you're traveling across country, you see them big old tall silver things. Just imagine 10,000 beings that tall, and they face was brighter than the sun, what would that do for you? Would that put fear in your heart? Cell towers are 400 feet tall. So do you realize that they suns was 100 to 400 feet? So the cell towers are 50 feet. Hi, Emu. Isugama. You got your books? Get your book. We on page 132. Might as well get in class since you in here. Go on and grab your book 1. We on page 132. Hi, Emu. Isugama. Isugama, Emu. I love you. Go get her some paper too so she can write. Get her book. Get her notebook and her paper so she could be in here. Family, these ninjas sent me a notification from 2 weeks ago and now cutting the sound. God bless them. Are you serious, Auntie? She's showing you her Minnie Mouse. Okay, I'm going to have to look at her. Oh, it's you got your baby, Emu? She said, that's my grandma. That is my mama. You said a heart attack. Right. So listen. This is why the Bible says that when God, okay, because see, people thinking that the angels that we are going to see are the angels that they show us, the cute little ones, the chubby ones, the ones with the wings and all of that. No. We about to see, it's a reason. He said, my notification today was from 2 weeks ago for class. They playing. I would be just like everyone we read about. Passed all the way out. Girl. Ugh. You said I'd be a itty bitty boo boo mess. Oh, you said you're old. You'll be an itty boo boo mess and my bowels will be loose. Now do you see why in the Bible they always said and their bowels was loose? Nigga, they was scared. They boo boo and peed on themselves. Okay? They passed out. They bowels trembled with fear. So it can't be that pretty thing that they keep telling us it was about to be. God shrunk Adam and Eve from 90 feet to 18 when he sent them out of the garden. Interesting. You said, I'm not getting notifications today at all. Shaking my head in this class from earlier today. Just missing all the live action. Here we go. They playing. I told y'all they hiding us. Here we go. So come on. All right. At least we honest. Because, baby, I didn't see. Listen, we just going to keep moving. All right. So it says, there was no difference between their faces or in the dimensions or in the style of their clothing. All these groups carry out and carefully study the movements of the stars and the revolution of the sun and the phases of the moon and the well-being of the cosmos. So in Marvel, what would that be? If you watch Marvel movies, what's that do? Ooh, with his handsome self. What does Idris Elba do? It's still in the same place. It's still in the same place. It's still in the same place. It's in my Amazon cart. You might have to look in disaster preparedness. Go to the books and stuff. They've been hiding that too. Huh? What part did Idris Elba play in the Thor movie? Do y'all remember? He protected the realms. He watched over and he could see all the realms at one time, could he not? You're welcome. He could see what was going on Earth. He knew what was going on at the jail. He knew like tonight is movie night. I know God is going to put a movie on my heart to watch. Have you watched Thor? Because that's what we describe in Rip now. If you go and look, they be putting it in our face. All the Thor movies, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's all biblical. It's all biblical. All of the Marvel, DC, that stuff is all biblical. And we've done the research here. You said Heimdall is his name? Okay. Here we go. It says, and when they see any evil activity, they put the commandments and instructions in order, and the sweet choral singing and every kind of glorious praise. These are the archangels who are over the angels. Norse mythology is true. And they harmonize all existence, heavenly and earthly. So scientists like to tell us that that there's no beings, and that everything is just on an axis or some type of circular. No, that's not the truth. There are beings that tend to all of God's creations. There are angels for the planets. There are angels for the stars. There are angels for the flowers. There are angels, just like they told you with Tinkerbell, how there is a fairy for everything. That's the truth. It's just the fairies are angels. There's fairies. There's angels that watch over the water. There's angels that watch over the animal. There's angels that watch over the humans. There's angels that watch over everything. Everything. It's not one thing that doesn't have a group of angels that watches over it. Do you hear me? Not one thing. Okay? It's in plain sight in the movies. It is. All right. So it says, and angels who are over the seasons and years, and angels who are over the rivers and the ocean, and angels who are over the fruits of the earth, and over every kind of grass, and who give every kind of food to every kind of living thing. We just talked about it. So how many people have been drowning, been in a car accident, women that have gone into labor and some random person pulled up, then the person disappeared? They was like, no, somebody was here. And they was like, no, there's no way that, and they was like, no, there was a man, there was a woman, they cut me out the tree, they, whatever else it was. The man stood in front of me. He pushed me out from in front of the car. And people was like, there was nobody. We checked the cameras. No, I'm telling you, there was somebody there. Right? You said me, been there in the wreck. Okay. It puts me in the mind of that movie, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Think about it. The Bible says you never know when you've entertained an angel. You said, I know I was saved in a wreck. Okay. You said I'd be passed out. Okay. Okay. It says, and angels who record all human souls. It's our angel book. It's in our angel book too. Come on. So it sure is. It sure is, Rico. So let me ask you a question. The birth records on earth are secondary or a reflection of the birth records in heaven. There's an angel that records every birth and every death. There's an angel that records all of your deeds. Thoughts, actions, everything. See, we think we good with receipts. God real good with them. Thought, speech, action. They all have a category in every single thought. He even knows when you were a baby what your cries meant. You know how we can't understand the babies when they crying? God knew exactly what they were saying. And he wrote it down. Every cry, he wrote it down. When they was babbling, we don't know what they said, but God does. He wrote it all down. Isn't that mind-blowing? Yes, Antoinette. Okay, so think about this. How many of you have nonverbal babies? We talked about it. We got some nonverbal babies in here. Their mind is still thinking. Their mouth just won't say it. Every single thought that they have has been written down, even though they can't formulate the words. Okay? Both of my kids were nonverbal when they were babies. Okay. What if babies is speaking the heavenly language when they are born? It very well could be. Somebody else just said babbling is the first formation of talking in tongues. Church let you stammer, but I know people that spoke in tongues efficiently when they first started. There was no babble. I mean, but again, the confusion of language at the Tower of Babel. So just because you don't understand. Somebody came in here, a couple people came in here and said they babies came out speaking other languages. And they thought that they couldn't talk. And somebody else came in and the whole time the baby was speaking another language. It's a couple people that came in here and said that. You said, yes, when I first spoke in tongues, it was fluent. Right. Remember? Some of y'all said, a couple people came here and said they baby couldn't talk the whole time. Baby was speaking Spanish. And they not Spanish. But it took a Spanish speaker, remember, to come in and say, could understand exactly what the baby was saying. And the parents is like, wait a minute, what? We not Spanish. So how is he speaking Spanish? It was you? You said it's true. You've witnessed it? How when you only speak in English to your... God is amazing in what he does. I saw that about an African Uber driver. The child knew exactly what he was saying and spoke back. Exactly. Yes, Maureen. Oh, okay. Hey, Auntie Maureen. Do you see? When he first started to talk, we found out he had been talking to my father who died before he was born. Interesting. It's real out here. The mysteries of God, we don't have to understand them. They still gonna be a mystery. Here we go. All right. It says, and the angels who record all human deeds and human souls and all their deeds and their lives before the face of the Lord. Okay. Now, who was here earlier when we read Revelations 4? Who was here earlier when we read Revelations 4? And y'all remember we were talking about the elders that were before the face of God? And the river of crystal that is in front of him, right? And the green emerald glow, that's where they get the thing from Wicked. The Emerald City and all of that. We read where that came from today in Revelations, right? We looked at it says it's a rainbow of emerald. And we looked up that's how we got on the gems. We looked up all the different colors of the emerald, the different shades of emerald and all of that. And we talked about how that would be a beautiful rainbow, because it's probably dark to light or light to dark. We don't know. But there is a rainbow of green, of emerald, a rainbow, and it's got to be different shades in a rainbow now. But all green, covering around God, a mist or so forth, right? We looked at not carnelian, jasper and rubies. It said his face is like jasper and rubies. So we looked up jasper and rubies, and they're both a deep red. But it's fire. Okay? He said, I always felt like the aurora borealis was a glimpse of God's throne. That's interesting. That's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. And that's why it's so beautiful. And think about it. People that like have near-death experiences, they talk about how it looks like that. You said Jasper is the March birthstone. Interesting. Think about that. Hey, Kamiko. Think about that. Okay, so we go on to the next page. We on 134. Because y'all know it's every other page in this one because it's two different versions, but we going to 134. It's crazy how all the movies still was really biblical, ain't it? How the thunders and pealings of God's voice, how the wizard stole that. That's all biblical. Like if you have watched Wicked or Wizard of Oz and you like the movie, you should go read Revelations 4 because it describes exactly that. You hear me? Exactly that. It's mind-blowing how they steal and they tell us the Bible ain't real, but they just keep making movies about the Bible. All right. So now we here at 134. All right. Here we go. So it says, and those men, oh, we at 20, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Yep, I passed it. I'm sorry. We at the top of the rest of 19. All right. So it says, and in the midst of them are 7 phoenixes and 7 cherubim and 7 six-winged beings. So there's 7 spirits of God. We looked up the 7 spirits of God today. The 7 planets are aligning. There's 7, what did y'all say? What's the names that's in our orbit? Not asteroids. What is it? 7, what's the names? Then there's 7 groups of 7 stars. Right? We looked up that today. There's 7 constellations and they're groups of stars. So this 7 just keeps showing up in the heavenlies. Right? So there's 7 phoenixes and 7 cherubim and 7 six-winged beings, but having one voice and singing in unison. Interesting. And their song is not to be reported, and the Lord is delighted by his footstool. So they told us that phoenixes wasn't real, but right here in the book of Enoch it says they are. So are the phoenixes a myth? They are a heavenly being as well as the angels. Hello. How many animals you know that fly got 6 wings? Most of the things that we know that have wings only have 2. Birds got 2. Ducks and whatnot. Most of the stuff that can fly around us, even the insects, a lot of them only got 2 wings. Some of them got 4. It seemed like dragonflies got 4. Mulan came to mind, the live version. I haven't seen it. Okay. So what you gonna do if you see a bird flying with 6 wings? A chicken. Would you eat it? Huh? Would you eat a chicken with 6 wings? A duck? A goose? A hen? Huh? No? You said a dragonfly does have 4. Okay. Okay. I just want to know. You said no. Okay. All right. I just want to know. All right. It says, and those men lifted me up from there, and they carried me up to the 7th heaven. And I saw there an exceptionally great light, and all the fiery armies of the great archangels. Fire beings? You said nope, they are real. Okay. You read that? The fiery armies. It didn't say one army, plural, multiple. What would you do if you saw a being coming at you that was on fire but was not consumed, carrying a huge... I'm not going to get that one down, but when Emu was here, we had to put up the swords, and I never put them back. We had to put up all the sharp stuff. Because she liked swords, like her grandma. She liked the sword fight. So we had to put up the swords, okay? So listen, what you gonna... This thing be shocking me sometimes. It's very shocking. All right. My Emu was playing with this. We play dress up at Grandma's house. And do. Because some fire is blue, right? Am I right? Some fire is blue. Right? So say you outside and you... Say you and your spouse outside, you and the kids chilling, and all of a sudden, in the sky, okay, you're like, what is that? Okay, and you see a being coming closer towards you, but it's 6 wings that's lit up like this, that got eyes. Say each one of these wings, these lights was an eye. Mind you, the face is on fire, and it got a sword while it's flying at you in the night. Don't forget it's over 450 feet tall. You said, I'm calling on Jesus, right? And just be hovering with a sword like this, right in front of you. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna be scared. Mind you, the being is on fire. And it got a sword. You says besides pee on myself? That part, Trina. Listen. Flatline. This part. You sitting there like this. Now y'all see why they bowels was loose. You said, I'm going to just be like old Adam and my face will hit the dirt. Exactly. You running? Cue the music. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. This part. And how long is the sword of something that's over 450 feet tall? Tell me. See, we be talking about, oh, I can't wait to see an angel. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. It's the reason them niggas used to be passing out. Stop, drop, and I hope I blend in with whatever I'm at, wherever I'm at. That part. Right? Folks be talking, oh, I can't wait. I'm scared. Hold on. Just give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. Just give me a second. Okay? We don't even, when the Bible says people's heart gonna be given out with fear, it's because we think it's a joke. We think what they have showed us on earth is really what these angels look like. It's not. You said, I cannot outrun nothing with 6 wings and already know this. I passed out. That part, Joy. Rika, right. Right. And you got to think, we assuming they look like us. They don't. Some of them are humanoid, but most are not. Think about the angels that got wings. They got eyes all over them. Under their wings, on every part of their body, they are covered. Their toes, the bottom of their feet have eyes. Do you understand how scary that's going to be to see? You said, and suddenly I'm a tree. That part, Krista. Right. Nigga, it can't move. Krista said, and suddenly I'll be a tree. Just still, nigga. You said that used to be me until I understood how they really look and how big they are. I would have to question everything if it's not a chicken. Maybe I am. Riz said I would have to question everything because if that's not a chicken, maybe I am. Hilarious. You said, I'm just glad we know what's coming, but I'm going to need a fresh change of clothes when I see it. That part. It is, baby. Listen. She said, maybe if that's not a chicken, then maybe I am. I need to purchase some Depends. I'm trying to tell you. I think I sharted. I think I did. Listen, cause baby, what do the ground feel like when that's walking? I think I did. Not today, but that's what I would be saying. I'm gonna need something. Can somebody help me get cleaned up over here because earthquake, exactly. So what if it's 10,000 of them? That's why it said they feel as dead. Yeah, Rika. That's why they kept passing out. Niggas kept passing out. Because every time a different angel showed up, they were scared. You scared? You said clean up on aisle 1, please, this. If they sons is 450 feet tall. Think about it. How big does an angel have to be to hold up the 4 corners of the earth? How big does an angel have to be to hold back the wind? In the cosmos. To hold back the heat. Massive. Okay. This is why the Bible says y'all can't even really comprehend what's really going on around you unless I open your eyes. Not me, him. He said you won't even understand. You can't even understand a little bit of what's really going on. You can't see. I don't even think my eyes can see that big, this part. Because 2 of their sons stacked on top of each other was almost as tall as the Twin Towers. 2.5 giants were taller. Three giants standing on each other's shoulders, how we see the acrobats do, was taller than the Twin Towers. They're some of our tallest skyscrapers. What would you do? Think about the tallest building in your state or whatever. If you seen 2 bodies standing on the side of that and they were functional. What would that do for your mind? They showed you Godzilla, not Godzilla. Well, Godzilla and the King Kong, but they was bigger than that. You said you would need oxygen, and he said these things are coming back that have been hidden in the earth. Now they're finding out that there's 300-400 foot worlds right underneath our feet. What if some of the earthquakes that are happening is not what they told us it is? What if it's the giants that have been living in the ground going to battle? They showed y'all in King of the Monsters that the dinosaurs still alive, the unicorns, they said they just in the earth. Oh, okay, where folks can't get to them. God said, and remember, when all of them monsters came out, they was destroying the earth. That's what God said was going to happen. The Leviathan, the Behemoth, remember? The Leviathan has impenetrable armor. Nothing can kill it. Nothing man-made can kill that. And now scientists talking about something that's moving under the ocean floor, under the ocean floor. And they said that the ocean floor that they thought was solid ain't solid whole time. It's a whole nother sea bigger than the one we know underneath there. Someplace he put Adam and Eve right after the garden. Listen. Right. Nothing can kill the Leviathan. It's under God's control. And it blows out fire. It says when its spikes drag, its belly spikes drag, it breaks up the ground like an earthquake. Okay. Here we go. Woo. It says, and all the fiery armies of the great archangels and the incorporeal forces and the dominions. What does incorporeal mean? We looked it up before. What does incorporeal mean? The incorporeal forces. You said I'm shaking just thinking about seeing them. I'm trying to tell you. That's why when people be like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. Right. You don't read the Bible for real. You said, what are we supposed to do when all this going on? Eat some popcorn, I'm guessing, because what can you do? Hope God to hid you away somewhere. Because not really much we can do. Not composed of matter having no material existence. Wait a minute. Not composed of matter having no material existence, but you exist? So there are incorporeal forces that don't have actual matter, that are not comprised of matter or material. Interesting. But it's alive. Y'all realize that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When it talks about the principalities and you're not dealing with flesh and blood, this is what a third of what you are dealing with. A third of these incorporeal beings, angels. Okay, because did it say they was angels or did it say incorporeal forces? Because we got right here. You see, it says, and I saw there an exceptionally great light, all of the fiery armies of the great archangels and the incorporeal forces and the dominions, which is another type of angel, Now do you understand why it's important that Jesus took back dominion? There are actual heavenly beings called the dominions or the minions, and they do the work of their leader. The minions. The minions. Did they play in y'all face? In y'all kids' face too? Incorporeal like a shadow. Dominions. Dominions. They were fighting evil, and you said I love it here so much. Okay. But do you see how they play in our face? You said they just keep playing all day, every day. Do the shadow realm. Mm-hmm. All right. It says, and the origins and the authorities, the cherubim and the seraphim, and the many-eyed thrones. So did that just say angel? How many? Hold on. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different sets of beings that he explained in this paragraph. Okay? So you got the fiery armies of the archangels, the incorporeal forces, and the dominions, and the origins, and the authorities, and the cherubim, and the seraphim, and the many-eyed thrones, and the regiments, and the shining ultimum stations. Y'all realize a third of all of those beings fell to earth. It wasn't just angels that fell. A third of heaven. Hello. We know that there's other beings besides angels, because the 4 beings that minister to God, that got the bull head and the man with the wings and the bird and all of that, they're not angels. They're a heavenly being, a celestial being. So there's other stuff in heaven besides angels and archangels. There's other things there. Hello. There's phoenixes and chalkadries. The tetramorph, that's what it's called. Thank you. A tetramorph is not an angel. It's just a heavenly being. And we looked at the picture of the tetramorph. Okay? Here we go. It says, and I was terrified and trembled with great fear. So Enoch got to see all of the heavenly beings, and he was terrified. And he trembled. He probably lost his bowels. Because remember, some of these beings, their face is brighter than the sun. Okay? Their face is brighter than the sun. So you're seeing all of these beings just moving around in the cosmos or whatever. But their face is so bright, you can't even look them in the face, because it's the light in their face is brighter than the sun. That's not going to make you a little terrified like Enoch was. And they're massive. And they don't look like humans. Huh? This is why most times when God would take somebody up in it, you said that matches their creator, their daddy. It do. It does. It does. And now you see why part of punishment to go to hell is that your light will be dimmed. You're going to sit in darkness away from all light. Everything around God is light. It's just all different types of beautiful rainbows and spectrums of on the color wheel, or whatever you want to call that thing. Like, it's just all different facets, and he knows how to cut everything so that it gives off the best light. Okay? Remember, the tree of life looks exactly almost like his face. Remember, we looked it up, and it's like crimson. It's like that same reddish gold. It looked like amber almost, with a little bit more red in it. So like a ruby, and that gel that they used on what's the name, to get the animal DNA out of it. Hey auntie. Remember, the tree of life that God goes to rest under in paradise. You can look it up. The description of it, it's like, see, it looks just like the amber on Jurassic Park, but maybe with more red in it. Which is kind of the same colors of his face. The ruby and the jasper put together. Right? It's hard for us to describe or even think about what that looks like. Okay? But if you've seen I don't know the name, Ghost Rider, Knight Rider, what was it with old boy, and at night he would turn into a flaming skeleton. I can imagine the eye movement Enoch was giving. Listen, girl, he probably was tripping. Ghost Rider. He was on fire, and he was still alive, and he wasn't consumed. Crazy. They get all these movies from somewhere. All right, it says, and those men picked me up and led me into their midst, and they said to me, be brave, Enoch, don't be frightened. Why whenever you get ready to get in the presence of God or the presence of one of his angels or one of his beings, everybody got to tell you not to be scared? What does that mean to you? Why in the Bible and over here, every time that somebody is getting ready to come in contact with a being that was sent from God, or they were brought up to a place, why do they always have to tell them, if angels are so pretty and so cute and the heavenly beings are so cuddly, why everybody scared? Huh? Why they always gotta tell everybody don't be scared? Because they about to be scared. You said they will look different and scary. Okay. The angels always have to tell the people, do not fear. What do you look like if you got to tell everybody don't be scared to look at you? Something we haven't seen before. Plus the anointing, because it's going to be too much to handle, because we can't fathom or take... They lied about how beautiful they are. No, I do believe that they're beautiful, but that don't mean something beautiful can't be scary. You hear me? Just because it's pretty don't mean it ain't scary. I done seen beautiful drops off a cliff, and the way the water look, it's beautiful. That don't mean that when I look over, my heart don't start beating fast. I done seen people sleeping up over the things and all of them weird hiking things. Beautiful. Still don't mean my heart ain't about to drop when I be thinking, ooh, if they turn over the wrong way, that's going to be dangerous. Them people sleeping on the cliffs in them rare Airbnbs and ain't nothing under them but a straight drop. Beautiful. That don't mean it ain't scary. Terrifying and awestruck and wonder because they already know. They listen. It can be beautiful and scary at the same time. I know some beautiful folks and they scary too. Moving on. All right. It says, and they showed me the Lord from a distance, sitting on his sitting on his exceedingly high throne. So where Enoch was in the seventh heaven, God's throne was so high. From the seventh heaven, he could see him from far back. How are you scared and God is in the 10th heaven? You can see him and you're already terrified. How they're described, you never know what you might see. This part. Okay? Now look here. It says, for what is on the 10th heaven, since the Lord is present there, and on the 10th heaven is God, and it is called in the Hebrew language Aravoth. We got an Aravoth too. It's in Turkey. And it's a volcano. They call it the Mountain of the Lord. Did y'all know? And it's described in Revelations 4. Go look it up. They spell it a little different, but it's the same. It's also where they say that the ark rested. Go look it up real quick, please. They say that's where the ark rested in Turkey, on Mount Aravoth. Aravoth. Y'all see it? Crazy, right? It does. It does. The mountain of the Lord. It's also a couple other things that happen on that same mountain. That's what they said. That's why I want y'all to go look at it. I want y'all to go look at some pictures of it. Go look at what be happening around there. See if there's any strange phenomenon or any of that. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Crazy, right? Very interesting. That is stuff sitting right in front of our face and we don't think it have no significance to nothing. In whole time. Y'all see it? Very interesting. Here we go. It says, and all the heavenly armies came and stood on the 10 steps corresponding to their ranks, and they did obeisance to the Lord. Okay, how many times have we seen in the movies that when the king is there, he has his soldiers on both sides, and they are standing according to their rank on the steps leading up to the king and his throne? And they're there to protect the king. It make you think of the heavenly stairs that they always show us in like the paintings and stuff. Right? So the angels actually line up according to their rank. It shows that in the gods of Egypt. I'm going to have to watch it. See? Y'all see how they be playing in our face? They tell us the word, but because this is hidden from most people, the filmmakers read this stuff, y'all. Y'all know it now. The filmmakers read all of the same stuff we do, and they are literally giving us the part of the Bible that is hidden. 300 Bible. Like a chess game board. So we think, oh, they just wrote this great script. Whole time, they're just giving us the Game of Thrones, Bible. Lord of the Rings, Bible. So Mount Aravoth is God's mountain, and Pergamum, Turkey, is called the seat of Satan. Satan copies everything God does. Sure does. He sure does. Everything. Remember, he wanted to make heaven on earth. This is why the angels came down and started mixing the species, because they were trying to recreate the beings that they were used to seeing in heaven, but they made monsters and not heavenly beings. But those beings, humans worship them as gods. Okay? They tried the plagiarism of it all. Right, Mari? They missed heaven so much that they came down here. Think about how the courtyards of those old monolithic structures are. How that we just saw a church the other day. You know, ain't no regular humans built that church that my cousin showed us. That classy lady didn't seen. Do you see how intricate all of those Indian temples are? Ain't no humans did that. The churches that are hewn out of rock in Ethiopia, from the bottom, from the top down. Ain't no men that got that skill right now. You said modern day Turkmenistan. Okay. It's right in front of our face, but because we won't go looking outside of the 66 or even look deeper into the 66, we can't see nothing. All right. It says, and then they went into their places in joy and merriment and immeasurable light, singing songs with soft and gentle voices while presenting the liturgy to him gloriously. And they do not leave by night, nor depart by day, standing in front of the face of the Lord and carrying out his will. Cherubim and seraphim standing all around his throne. And the six-winged, many-eyed, and they cover his entire throne, singing with gentle voice in front of the face of the Lord. So y'all know how when the choir be real, real loud, and then they get to singing real low, but you can hear them, and it's not chanting, but it kind of sounds like that, right? And then they get louder and louder and louder. If you like to listen to music all day, God listens to music all day. There's constant singing around him in every moment. Again, he doesn't live in time. But if we were to put it in a time that we can understand, 24 hours a day, there's music playing. Now, y'all want to see how the devil changes that? It's sweet songs when you in heaven to hear music playing all day, right? But what do they do in the army as a form of torture? They do the exact opposite of that in the military as a form of torture. What is it? What do they do? Anybody know? They isolate you when they play loud music. If you're a prisoner of war and they're trying to get answers out of you, they will leave the light on, right? And play crazy loud music all day to drive you crazy and to disorient you. So God has music playing all day, but it's a peaceful, sweet sound that makes you feel good. The devil is going to play the music to drive you crazy, loud. It said it's soft singing in front of God. And they repeat the song over and over and over, right? I had a dream about going to heaven and seeing the creatures with all the eyes all over them. Interesting. Isn't it crazy how he uses the same things that God uses to soothe us, to torture us? He literally only does the exact opposite. High frequency music dad plays. Okay. Again, like Mari said, the plagiarism of it all. The only way that he can make himself seem like God is to do the exact opposite of what God does, but in the same way. We found out the 7 spirits of God and the 7 ruling spirits of this world are exact opposites. God leads you to truth. The ruling spirits of this world lead you to error. Okay? God is the best. The 7th ruling spirit is the worst in this realm. He does the opposite always. He does. He does. It says, and the 6-winged and many-eyed, and they cover his entire throne, singing with gentle voice in front of the face of the Lord, holy, 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 Lord Sabaoth. Heaven and earth are full of his glory. And when I had seen all these things, these men said to me, Enoch, up to this point we have been commanded to travel with you. And the men went away from me. And from then on I did not see them anymore. But I remained alone at the edge of the 7th heaven. And I became terrified and fell on my face and said in myself, woe to me, what has happened to me? So once, now listen, now look at that. Think about how powerful that is. Angels don't overstep. They said this is as far as we can go because we are not even allowed to go to the next floor. We can't go with you. Okay? They understand that they don't got certain clearance. They said we can only take you this far. It's some other angels that's going, come and have to help you. If you think about Scrooge or whatever his name is, the Christmas story, not the Christmas story, but y'all know, it was a different spirit, the 12 spirits of Christmas or whatever it was, that came and took him and showed him different things. One was the past, or however, three spirits. I don't know how many spirits it was. I think it was 3. However many it was. They came and they showed him a different sight. He got to hear and see. And they said, somebody else gonna come and get you and show you that. A Christmas Carol. Remember? It was different spirits that came and got him and showed him different things. Past, present, and future. Okay, so it was 3. I couldn't remember how many spirits it was. Thank you. Okay, I couldn't remember. Y'all know. I said I don't know how many numbers. Okay, it was 3. Past, present, and future. Okay? So it was an angel of the past, an angel of the present, and an angel of the future. And only that specific angel can only show what they do. So the angel of the past couldn't show nothing of the future. The angel of the present couldn't show nothing of the past or the future, only the present today. And then the angel of future had to come. The angel of the future had to come to show him. Because angels, other than the ones that defected, only do what they were called to do. And they don't go past their boundaries. They don't say, oh, I know Dad ain't going to be mad. I'm going to just go on and go with them because, you hear me? Why do you think God gets so upset about stuff being out of place? It's a reason that the sun and the moon and all of that, the water is going to be judged. All the elements are going to be judged. If the water goes past its barrier, it's in trouble with God. Because he set specific boundaries for specific things. And when you go against what the order is that he put there, you are in transgression. Even the elements. Lucifer transgressed God's word with his brothers. And the other heavenly beings did as well. You hear me? This is why God, okay. How many of you have transgressed God's word and you quickly found out that that was not the right thing to do? Instantly, you knew it was a bad decision. I'm going to raise both of my hands because I done did it too many times to count. Me. Instantly you knew, ooh, I shouldn't have did this. And something told you don't. We ain't going to say something. God told you, don't do that. Don't say that. Don't go over there. And we said, it'll be all right. I know better than you. Joy, Valerie, Justice. And did it anyway. And instantly you knew, oh. You get a feeling in the pit of your stomach. You be like, oh, this was not good. But why you don't feel that before when the warning came? You said, say it again. Instant regret. Listen. You said me. Auntie Ida said me. You said in both ears. It's a choice to transgress God's will and his word and his boundaries. It is. And everything will be judged if it transgressed his words, his laws. What does it mean to transgress? Let's look up the definition, because some people don't understand what that means. What does it mean to transgress? What's the definition of it? You said yes, because I hear him clearly, because my flesh wanted the pleasure more than I wanted to be obedient. Ooh. Sin. Interesting. To go against. To go the opposite way. to go against, to go the opposite way. God gave you a direction or an instruction. You chose to go the opposite way. An act that goes against a law, rule, or code of conduct, an offense. To go beyond the bounds. Infringe or go beyond the bounds of a moral principle or other established standard of behavior. Disobedience. Hello. But God, I didn't do nothing. He said you did. You went against what I told you. Hello. You said God told you. I told my son to stop saying something else told me. Interesting. Well, this is the thing. There's a lot of voices, and people don't all hear them clearly. There's a lot of voices that can speak to some people. So you can't always say it's God, because there's people that are saying that God told them to go on a lie, folks. To hurt kids and the like. Because the Bible, it's a lot of voices that people can hear. Not all of them are God. So you got to be careful. You got to know the voice. Right. People with schizophrenia hear a lot of voices. And those voices pretend to be God. They tell them to do stuff. So, yeah. Just making sure. Right? Okay. Here we go. Uh-oh. Did I skip a page? I did. All right. Sorry, y'all. 136. I went to the next page, which I wasn't supposed to do yet. All right. Here we go. It says, and the Lord sent one of his glorious ones, the archangel Gabriel. And he said to me, be brave, Enoch. Don't be frightened. Stand up. Y'all too weak in the knees. He said, Enoch, you too weak in the knees, nigga. Stand up. Enoch's knees about probably was shaking together, rattling like bones in a bag, baby. Technically, that's what we are. Bones in a bag. His bones, you probably could hear his knees knocking. Because mind you, he didn't see God from afar. He was scared of the angels. Now he's sitting on the edge of the seventh heaven by himself. Here come Gabriel. I know this nigga knees was knocking. He wouldn't have had to tell him be brave and stand up if they wasn't. You ain't got somebody that's standing there tall and confident. You ain't got to tell them to be brave. You can see it. And he don't got to tell you to stand up if your knees ain't knocking like you about to pass out. Remember, Enoch was just saying, what's about to happen to me? Nigga, what's going on? He said the niggas that they said they can't go nowhere with me, y'all do realize I ain't never been to heaven before, right? What I'm about to do. Right. Jay, listen. He had to tell him to stand up, which means he wasn't. He was scared. Okay. It says, stand up and come with me and stand in the front of the face of the Lord forever. Now, I'm going to say this. Let me get my shield because I know how y'all do around here. Uh-huh. All right. So everybody talking about they know they going to heaven. Tell me how you get into God's face on earth. Real quick before I say what I'm going to say. How do you get into God's face? How do you stand in front of God's face on earth? How do you do that? How's that work out? Praying. So how you think if you can't pray for more than an hour straight without no distractions, you can't get in God's face on earth for an hour straight that you're going to be able to stand in front of his face forever? You can't even pray 30 minutes without distractions. You can't take off work for a 24-hour period and you can't pray for 24 hours. But you'll work for 24. You will go on a 24-hour date with your husband and try to use every hour and every minute of it, but you don't want to get in God's face on earth. I'm just going to leave this right here. And you're going to do it forever and ever and ever and ever. Who you lying to? You said, dang, this would be what I walk into. Okay. God tell you to pray, you ain't got time, but you just know you going to heaven. Interesting. Because you going to heaven to get in his face. There's a way for you to do that on earth, but you don't ever have time for that. Maybe the way that he's going to recognize you is because your prayer life is going to be so crazy that you're always in his presence. So when you get to the heavenly gates, he know what your face look like. Because he did say, go away from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. So you did all of this stuff on earth, but you never got in his face while you was on earth, and you thought that you was going to get ready to go and be in his face in heaven? Who is you fooling? The only time you pray and get serious is when you need something or when it's trouble. Maybe that's why he ain't gonna know you when you get to the gate. You said, oh, she must be talking to the church folks because, dang, we doing better, D. Listen. If prayer is how you get in his face on earth, how much time do you spend in his face? You said you coming down my street? You said gut puncher now. Oh, I just want... Hello? If you didn't want to be in his face while you was on earth, why should you be able to be in his face in heaven? Yeah, but I'm not talking about conversation. I'm talking about prayer. Y'all know the prayer I'm talking about. It's different types of prayer. Thank you. Is you scratching me? Dang. There's intercessory. There's prayer where you can leave this realm. And I've experienced it more than one time. I don't know if my daughter is still in this class. Are you still in here, little girl? She might have done got off. Let me see if she went to sleep. Are you asleep? Okay. Can you just tell one quick thing for me really quickly? You remember when we first moved back to Indy and we lived in the apartment? Hold on. And y'all had y'all DSIs. You remember? And y'all was at the door. Can you tell them what was happening when Mom was praying? Do you remember? And when y'all recorded me with the DSIs?
But it was like warping the thing, or you speaking in all them different languages?
That one. The second one. Say it again. What was happening?
You were speaking in a bunch of different languages.
And your auntie got the translator out, and she was able to tell y'all what languages I was speaking in. Yes or no? Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye. I didn't even know they was outside my door. My chick I called my sister and my kids. I was in the room, and mind you, I felt something in the room with me. But it's like I was lifted. This was in 2012, 2013. And I was speaking, I only know English, honey, and a little bit of Spanglish. Farsi, I can't remember all the languages. She was like, how did you know? How did you do that? And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, my kids thought it was an Asian woman in a room with me that I was arguing with or something like that. My homegirl, she Jehovah's Witness, so she don't know nothing about no speaking in tongues or nothing. I'm in there praying. I'm talking about going ham. You hear me? And I could feel that it was like, all the hair on my body is standing up right now. Okay? She was outside my door with her phone getting the languages. And she said, you spoke in 5 different languages. Did you know that? And I was like, girl, what is you talking about? I was like, that's nothing. She said, no. The translator picked up 5 different languages. I only know English and a little bit of Spanglish. I'm telling you right now. You said 2012 was said to be the year of a large celestial event. Yeah, it was a lot going on in my life in 2012, honey. 2011 and 2012 was crazy. Do you hear me? So there are things that have happened. I'm telling you, when I go down and pray, God showed me the inside of people's houses, all kinds of stuff. And I can call people and tell them the conversation they just had. Sometimes they're having it while I'm, like, when I'm calling, I said, I just had a such and such, a such and such, a such. Oh, I dreamed about you too, Mari. I'm going to text you. I forgot. While I was asleep in my nap, I dreamed about you. It was either then or this morning. No, I take that back. Last night I dreamed about you. And somebody was introducing you to somebody. And it was like a trap. Or like a connection, right? That wasn't supposed to happen. To draw you back to another place. If you still in here, nephew. In the dream, it was 3 people. It was me, you, well, 4. It was a person in passing. And then it was me, you, and my cousin. And you was being introduced. Yeah. I don't know if he's still in here. He might be working. Yeah. It was an introduction, but it was to draw you backwards. But they was in the ministry. That's the crazy thing. Yep. The person was in the ministry. Because in a dream, it was my cousin. Right? In a dream, it was my cousin. But you had never met him before. You said, time to go rewind. Yep, you was being introduced. Yep, that was this morning. I forgot to tell you earlier. I meant to text you, actually, and tell you. So. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. So I said, sometimes because I don't know all of y'all faces, I be dreaming about people, right? Some of y'all I've seen face to face. And so then I know your face when you're in my dream. Or I can hear your name or whatever else it is. But some of y'all be dreaming about and I never seen y'all face. And I know that to be true because I'll come in here and tell y'all about a dream and y'all be like, I just went through that. Okay, I've never seen your face before. Because these little bitty things, I can't see no faces on here. You hear me? I can't. Y'all know my eyes. Yeah. Okay. So understand this. I'm not going to keep y'all much longer because I know it's getting late. It's 10:01 too. Yep. I'm trying to get myself back into getting into bed on time so I can get up early. But understand this. The beings that we're getting ready to see and the things that we're getting ready to see, they're going to rock our whole understanding. And that's why I wanted to go back in here and look into this stuff because it's important that you understand about the beings that we can't see that is around us. Now, our cameras are catching them, right? Our cameras are catching these beings that we thought we saw. I done got out of the car plenty of times and thought I saw like a cat or something run past the back of my car. Whole time it could have been one of these little imps or something. Okay, I done felt something walking up behind me up the stairs and turned around real quick. Said, I'm tripping. No, we're not. They're the incorporeal beings. It's a being that is alive, but it just doesn't have flesh. But that doesn't make it any less real because it doesn't have flesh. How many times have we seen in the scary movies that an invisible force can throw stuff, break it, lock doors, open doors, have a person choking, hold a person down on a bed, assault a person in bed, succubus and incubus. But there's no body that you can see, but everything on the person's body moving. They'll kiss their lips and all kinds of stuff. Pull their hair, trip the kid. Hold on. So these things are alive. They here. Who be turning the crosses upside down and ain't nobody been in the house? Who hides your keys when you know for a fact they were sitting right there? You go looking and go right back to that space and the keys is there. And you literally look there. Who's doing that? When the kids say, it's a little girl in my room. And you say, there's nobody in there. And they say, yes, it is. It's a girl. And it's an old man. And him got brown eyes. And him got long hair. And him is scary to me. And you say, ain't nobody in your room. And a corporeal force is. And the kids can see them. You cannot. Okay. Succubus are so real. You said I had one come for years in the image of my ex in dreams. Listen, you ain't gotta tell me, baby. That's a hard spirit to get off of you too. I'm grateful. Listen, I battled that for years. Nigga had to anoint the parts before she go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. They be on you. But guess what? There's a book called the Book of Tobit. And people would understand if they read the Book of Tobit how that works. Oh, yeah. No, I'm for real. It was a for real battle. More than you, like spooky movie type stuff. All jokes aside. I tell the story about how it sat on my bed like a bird when I was 21. But it was in the form of my ex. Now, mind you, at the time, we were still together. But I'm in the bed by myself. 2001. And I feel my bed literally go like that, make this creaking noise, and then level back out. Okay? So I'm thinking it's my boyfriend at the time. I'm like, okay, he done came in from Cali with the wop. You know, he didn't got, because he was a private investigator. So he would be in and out of town all the time. You see what I'm saying? He'll come in. He might have to go and leave somewhere, come back. He'll go to Cali for a day and come back. Right? Couple hours. He got something he got to do. Boom. He back. Man. And mind you, again, I used to sleep, you know, the closet doors with the lines in them where if you got a closet light, it shines through. I slept, the doors would be closed. They was the white doors. but you can see the light coming through. I don't play. Now I can sleep in a dark room. I was 21, still was not sleeping in a dark room. Honey, no. It'd be too many entities showing up around here. Okay? You said the book of Tobit blew your mind because people don't believe it's real. So I'm like rubbing my eyes because I feel the bed go down, looking for my boyfriend, and it's a spirit perched on my bed like this. But it's in the form of my dude. It got braids. You can't see no eyes. You can see the muscles, everything. And I said his name. I'm like, baby. I'm like, is that you? And he said, I'm not such and such. I said, Jesus! Like that, right? Y'all, my oldest 2 kids, no joke. They was 2 and 4. Came running out of, this 3 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't yell Jesus loud. I said, Jesus! Like that. My 2 and my 4-year-old came running out their room. It's a monster in our room. I don't know. No 2 kids that see the same thing in a dream if it ain't real. Screaming and hollering. I'm so scared. I was like, God, please. I keep oil across, like I used to keep oil on my dresser at that time. Baby, I didn't even want to step down on the ground. So I stood up in the chair like this. On my bed. The dresser high bar was like right here. I wouldn't even put my feet down. Mind you, my 2 kids is behind me. I get the blessed door like this and just start throwing it at the door. Do you hear me? I kid you not. How is it that they both saw the same thing? It left out of my room and went in my kids' room. My grandson talking to a Bob last night told him about the church is almost, what? Rebuilt from 30 years, huh? Listen, I tell my grandson no weapons formed against me shall prosper. You covered in the blood of Jesus. Right. They knew how to pray. Still don't take it away. Now, get this. You said that happened to me in 23. Whole interaction. I woke up, was shook and prayed, and it ain't came back. Listen, people don't believe exactly how the gargoyles be sitting. That's how that thing was sitting on my bed. And it moved my bed. My bed went down. You know how I feel when your spouse or whoever climb in the bed, and then when they lay down and even out? That exact thing. Succubus leave a scent when they leave. Listen. Nocturnal emissions are exactly that. For men and for women. That's exactly what they are. That's why I feel so real. Because it's a real entity that doesn't have flesh, but they're alive. Listen. It's a real thing. Succubus and incubus are a real thing. Go look up. If you don't know the definition, and it's not just one. There's whole groups of them. He said, please pray for us. My niece just got hit by a car. We have already lost her once, and they brought her back. She is in critical condition. The blood of Jesus. We are definitely praying. Definitely, y'all. Come on. Bloody Rivers. Her niece just got hit by a car. The blood of Jesus. God, put your hands of protection around that baby. Listen, we definitely are. You said wake up soaring it, girl. And everybody is praying, pumpkin. You got some oil. I need you to put it on them feet and pray against the spirit of death. You know what to do. Get your oil. Touch the bottom of her feet if they allow you to. Touch the soles of her feet. What causes them to be attracted to us? This happened to me numerous times. It's the sin we allowed our bodies to get into. The moment that you commit sexual sin, you open your body up to an incubus and a succubus. And they never run by themselves. Who understands that? If you have premarital sex, your body has been opened up to for male or female, for an incubus to come to you whenever they want to. When you have multiple partners, okay? This is what a soul tie is. This is why when that person come, you can't even say no to them. When they come around you, You know they not good for you. You know it's not good. And you won't be able to say no because that spirit comes to you while you're asleep. Okay? You said, man, Rika, listen, I'm so grateful God has helped me. Because, baby, it used to be crazy. I'm trying to tell you. And this is why when you connect with people that are having sex with a lot of people, oh, it be wild. And you don't even know why all of a sudden all of these, you said, listen, Joyce said, hold on now, hold on. You said, and those who have an anointing and calling for spiritual warfare and deliverance. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mari. Come on. You said, but can't they come to your kids too out of those type demonic unions? Yep. Right. Same guy saw lots of things. I'm convinced he was a warlock. Glad I got away. This part. What about seizures? How do you deal with epilepsy? That's actually in the Testament of Solomon. It's a spirit. Do anybody know the name of him off that? It's in the Testament of Solomon. It's in this book here. And I don't know exactly which demon it is, just off topic. But he said he sits on the stomach of a man, and he'll see a man walking down the street, and he'll sit on his stomach and make him convulse and foam at the mouth. That's epilepsy or seizures. You just gonna have to find his name in there. Here they go with this BS. You're welcome. It's the three-pronged spirit. Thank you. It's the three-pronged spirit in the test. You know what page it's on? Thank you. I love y'all. I love my class. When I tell you they be up, that's why if pastors and stuff would teach the people, then they don't always got to go looking for it, because you could have a very smart class like I have, and they didn't study so much that I don't have to remember it all. It's great. They know where to go find it. Do you understand? That's why I'm on my 12th year, 9 months, and 19-day dry spell. Dang, auntie, please don't bless me with that. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. But I don't want 12 years now. I don't remember which one it is. It's on page 978. So 978. 978. Oh, it sure is. It's 979, actually. It's 979. No, the name is Ieropa. Almost like Europa. It's Ieropa. And he says, I sit in the stomach of a man and cause convulsions in the bath, and on the street I find a man and make him fall to the ground. That's epilepsy and seizures. You good. Thank you. You got us to where we need to go, Trina. So, maybe pray against that spirit. Where can you find the Book of Solomon? In this book right here. All of these books that should be in your Bible or not. You can screenshot that if you want. All these books should be in your Bible, but they not. You're welcome. It's the second to the last book, the Testament of Adam, and a whole bunch of other books are in there as well. This is how we be able to answer people questions, because we went and found the information. And God, you know, yeah. 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 I'm not saying pray to the angel. I'm saying pray against the angel. Pray against the demon. Not pray to them. Pray against it. But at least you know the name. That's why in the Bible Legion had to give his name. The demons have to give their names. Well, it's a lot of people fighting sickness because they don't know the name. You know the name of the medicine. These books are in my bio, y'all. They're up in my Amazon store. It's a 2-piece set for $48 on Amazon. And you get a whole bunch of books that are not in your Bible. It's the rest of the stories that's in your Bible, though. You're going to see that they give references to scriptures in here. Everywhere. Revelations, Genesis. See? See that right there? Ezekiel. So this be the rest of the stories. Like, if you ever read KJV and feel like it is missing stuff, it is. And this be the rest of it. And it's so good because then you can go back and read it and understand what's in the KJV and it makes perfect sense. Promise you. You won't never want to start reading the Bible because it's just more and more and more and more. And it's so juicy. It's so juicy. You said an ex-tree texting me just minutes before coming on here talking about I'm approaching faith in the wrong way. They be on you, don't they? Mm-hmm. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. So, I ain't gonna keep y'all. Y'all got some work to go do anyway. He said, yes, my son was fascinated with the lost books when I started reading it to him. Yeah. It's real good. It's real, real good. It is. It's real good. It is. Yeah. It is. And this is the thing, right? I'll talk to you later too, Pumpkin. When you want to know, the answers will be revealed to you. But if you still in doubt, why should he give you the answers? You said, what's the homework? There's nothing specific. I'm just saying, from class earlier, people were still looking up like blood types and different things like that. Y'all really create your own homework most times. I don't have to do it. Y'all create your own homework from the studies we do in here. Yeah. People was researching the clarity of different jewels and stuff, and how the blood types and the planets are also classified by that same system. That's what they were looking into. So jewels, blood types, and planets are all kind of classified by like light, excuse me, in different letters. Mean certain things. And it lines up really well together. Yeah. So, I love y'all. I'm about to go. I'll see y'all later. Later.